Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to be checking out file management, loading samples, and basic pad work in Nerve. So we changed a few things. We put like a sequence in. So we're just going to init. We can init everything, or we can init just all pads. So we keep the sounds, we can init just the pattern, and it's pretty cool how that works. So we'll just init everything, and that'll just go boop. Right, so now we have our velocity stocks and everything is all well and good. So let's go over the file management. So you'll see two sets of arrows up here. So there's a horizontal set of arrows and the vertical set of arrows. So we have drum kits. So that would be just a basic drum kit, just a bunch of sounds, a collection of sounds that you load up. And you'll notice that they all load up here. And we can click on them. And that's basically what you load. And you can cycle through them with the vertical arrows up here. Right, and yeah, that works out pretty well. And you go horizontally, we have pad patterns, and we can load in by clicking up here, pad patterns. So we have a kick here. This is just an example. We can draw this in, but we'll go kick beat, and that just loads in a kick. Right, pretty fun. And in case you're wondering, that's a loop. You have your little loop selector down here, so just in case you're confused. And we can load in other patterns, so we'll go tribal shaker, right? Or we could just draw them in. We'll just draw them in. All right, so this is what you'll most likely be looking at. And we have our kick here. Damn it, I'm all shaky. But anyway. Right, and that's how we basically sequence that. Over again, we have kit patterns. So this loads not just for the pads, but for the entire drum kit that we have. So we'll go Latin house. Right, we can keep that. Sounds all right. Over here we have scores, and scores would be basically the same thing, but it loads up here as, you know, different patterns for like moving around, and right, and that works out pretty well. Swing grooves, self-explanatory. Presets is just everything. And when you save, say your kit and all your work that you've done, you'd save it as a preset. You can save that, open that. Right, and that's basically how that works. Alrighty, so we're back at drum kits. We went full circle. We're going to init everything. So we can init just the pads, all pads, and we still have the pattern, but we replace all the pads. But I messed that up, but whatever. I should have went init all the patterns. But we'll just go init everything. So this is how you load in a sample. It's down here. We'll load in a do to kick, right? So you'll notice that we loaded up the first kick in this file folder, right? So how Nerve works in this browsing is you load up the first kick in the browser folder, and then you can cycle between them. So I'll just turn that on. There we go. Right? And we can cycle between them, and it still stays in there. So we have kick 04, 05. You can just cycle through them. You don't have to keep on opening the menu and wasting your time and whatever. Right, and that's our first pad there. And this is how we are sequencing it in. And this is just linearly going left to right. We can load another guy. I call it a guy. We'll load in a loop, right? And we can also drag things right from our Ableton browser. So this is our loop here. So it thinks it's a one shot. It thinks it's a one shot when it's actually a loop. So we'll just click one shot here, and then now it's a loop. And this is what a loop looks like. Right? We can select mute or solo, I mean. Right? And we can cycle through, same way as the kick, all these sounds, all the loops. Right? We can change the length of the loop here. Right, so that just repeats, and then from there we can chop up the loop and move it around. And then unsolo that and hope that it sounds nice for the sake of the video. Right, and that is how you load that. Yeah, you just have your basic waveform display, and yeah, I'll just explain that. So for loops in one-shots, also, you might want to adjust the start and stop time of these particular little samples here. So what you do is you just click. You can click anywhere, and it'll kind of like warp, and it's all good. You click here, that looks good. A little bit off, we'll just click right here. Bam, there you go. And this is how that works, and it's pretty flexible how it goes. One thing I should point out is there's two modes on how loops work. There's slice, so it'll basically slice it granularly and then just play it at its original pitch, or you can resample. Oh, you can stretch. You can stretch it, and then that's like kind of like warping. Right, if you up the BPM, you stretch that, you slice it, just treats them as little individual one-shots, or you can resample, and that's pitched. Right, just so you know, in case like you're just like, this loop sounds kind of funny, you should probably resample it. But usually slice sounds more traditional. That's the right way to do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be going over this again, but in a little bit more detail. All right, take care and have a good one.